I have few other not just couple of questions, not very similar but based on this part. So after this question, I mean after this problem, let's go through them. Okay. And I almost done your mid exam as well as the review. So tomorrow I'll send it to you. Okay. Today I just need to polish it up a little bit, so send it to you tomorrow. Okay. Right. Okay, let's do this exam. On Monday I'm planning to solve some problems based on binomial distribution. Okay, because I have already I have added 2 questions for your mid exam, but I'll think about it. Definitely 2, but I'll think about it maybe 3, 4. Okay, but anyway, on Monday I'll discuss few problems based on binomial, and Wednesday I'll go through the review. Okay, so we will start the next chapter, not next week, after the next week. Okay. Okay. In this case, now what we are talking about? We are talking about normal distributions. I mean, how to solve problems based on normal distribution. Okay, we convert it to a standard normal and come back. Come back mean using this. Our goal is to find x. Okay, to do that we consider or we map the areas. Okay, area in the normal distribution we map to area in the standard normal distribution. That's how we solve it. Okay, remember this one. So I think last time I forgot to tell you, always when you are considering C value right here, it can be positive or negative, right? But in this case, once you need to calculate x, please consider the C value is positive always. Okay, don't consider the sign. Okay, always consider C as a positive value, although it is a negative. Okay, for example, if you have negative 1.96, once you plug here, consider it as a positive 9.6. Okay, because this positive, this sign, and this negative, it controls the negative and positive. So you don't have to worry about negative or positive once you I mean when you plug the C value. Okay, so please consider these. Okay, right. Okay, let's check this one. Second, this is example 7. I mean the last example, this one. I just copied it here. In this case, math major mean is this much and variance is this much. So I can write, I told you last time what is the relationship between variance and standard deviation. Okay, so this is mean, this is your variation or variance. So standard deviation is, this is your sigma square. So sigma is 0.5. Okay, okay, you know this one. What I need to find the GPLI within this much in the middle. Okay, 95% in the middle. So these are percentiles based problems in normal distribution. Simply you can consider 95% from standard normal distribution. Okay, because we are dealing with areas. So consider standard normal distribution. So 95% in the middle. Okay, like this. This is 95%, which means 0.95. So what about these areas? This side 0.025 and this side 0.025, right? Okay. Okay, now what? I need to find the C values right here and C value right here. Clear? So to do this, I have to consider this area, which means what? Probability of C less than or equal, let's say value here is C1, here C2. So my goal is to find C1 and C2. This one less than or equal C1. Okay, so that I can find C1. This area means up to this point, probability of capital C less than or equal C2. Okay, now I'm using notations. Okay, using these two, we can find C1 and C2. Okay, let's check this. Probability of capital C less than or equal simple C1 equals what? What's the probability? Oh, what's the area? It is 0.025. Clear? See this area? It is 0.25. Sorry, 0.025. So what you have to do? Go to the table. Since this is 0.025, you can go to the table number 1 and find the particular C value. So let me go back. 0.025. This is the area. Okay. Sorry, I think yes, this one. 0.025. 0.025. Yes, here. See this one. 0.025. Clear? So what is the C value? First horizontal value, then vertical value. This one, column value. So here this value is negative 1.9. So negative, just forget about negative for a second. Now 1.9 plus this column value is 0.0606, which means 1.96. Okay. Now consider this negative sign. This value is negative 1.96. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to this one. So C1 equals negative 1.96. Sometimes it is, I don't know whether it is important or not, but values like this 0.025, those are like most of the time you have to deal with this kind of value. So if probability or area is 0.025, if you can remember, it is equals to negative 1.96. Or from the other side, I mean the right hand side, it is positive 1.96. Okay, if you remember this value, then you don't have to go to the table. Okay, next one, probability of C less than or equal C2. This area is how much? 0.025 plus 0.95. Clear? Because I'm considering area from left hand side to this up to this point. Okay, so this is going to be 0.975. Okay, so this is very close to 1, which means you have to go to the table number 2. 0.975. I think I can find that particular value. You don't need to find it. I'll tell you why. But give me a second. I'll show you 975. You don't need to go to the table if you remember what I told you last few days. So this value is here, which means your column row value and the column value is this. Positive 1.96. Clear? Which means 1.9 here plus 0.06. Okay. So why I told you we don't need. This means C2 is 1.96. See, this one is negative, this one is positive. Did you, I mean, do you remember we did very similar thing? If we need to find the area in the middle, it is easy. You need to find just one. then flip the sign for other guy. That's it. Okay. So in here, values are these two. Okay, but this is not the answer. C1 and C2 is not the answer. I need GPA value, which means my X value. So let's say now consider normal distribution. Normal distribution means whatever in this problem, normal distribution, which means GPA. Okay, in this case, it's about GPA, right? Okay. Now, this is my normal distribution. This is the 95%. Sorry, 95%. Which means 0.95. This area. So I need to find here X1 and X2. That was the goal, right? But since we know something about areas between normal distribution and standard normal distribution, area doesn't change. That's why we use this approach up to this point. Okay, now we have C1 and C2. Now I'm going to map C1 to X1 and C2 to X2. How? Using these equations. Let me erase this. Using this. Simply you can use first one or second one, that's fine. Or this one. This gives you the same. Let's use this one. So that you don't need to consider positive or negative C value, just use 1.96. Okay, so X1 equals, okay, X1 equals mu plus C1 sigma, okay, which means X1 equals mu 3.2. Oh, sorry, not plus. It should be minus. Okay. This one. And this one. Okay. You should, I think you can see that, right? This X value right here is less than X value right here, right? So less than value, which means X1, greater than value mean X2. Okay. So X1 here negative. So my 3.2 minus C1 is 1.96 times, let me use the brackets, times sigma. It is 0.05. No, sorry, 0.5. Sorry, it is 0.5. 0.5. So what is this X value? .22. Yes. Sorry. No. Why? I told you here. See, forget about the sign. Just forget about the sign. Plug X, plug C. That's it. Okay. The reason is this guy right here. See, it controls the sign. This one. This negative controls it. So no problem with that. Okay. So X2 is mu. Now it is plus. I mean the second value, second X value. So it is plus C1 sigma. Actually, okay. If you, I think if you forget about whether we need to plug the C with its side, just forget about what they have mentioned here. Okay, just forget about this and plug the C value with its side. So that's fine. Okay. I don't know whether this is confusing or not, but just forget about the this part, but they have mentioned plug it with the sine, so that you have to use only one. I mean, you have to consider only this one. Any case, you have to use first one and plug the C with its sine. Clear? So that you don't need these. Okay? Don't mix these two. Okay, mix them up. Is this easy? I mean, just consider the first one, plug the C with its value, with its sine. Is that easy? So then remember like that. Okay? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want. So that you don't need this, or you don't need these as well. Just first one. Area to the left, it doesn't matter. Okay, use C value or C score with its sine. That's all you need. Okay. Okay. So now this one, x2 equals 3.2 plus 1.96 times 0.5. Let me, it is 4.14. I don't know, GPA value can be greater than 4. I'm not sure, but in this case, yes, 4.14. Yeah, value is correct, but I don't know practically this value is okay or not, but don't worry. So x1 and x2, this is the answer for this problem. Clear? Right. Okay. So from now onwards, okay, for these problems, I'll use this. Just I'm using the first one, C, but I'm going to plug C value with its sine. Clear? So that's the easiest way. So let's do that. Doesn't matter which one you use, no problem. So I have a problem. Okay. This let's example. Okay. I have a normal distribution. So x, simply I use the notations. Okay. X has a normal distribution with mean 1100 and standard deviation is 150. Okay. So the first thing is we need to find is probability a randomly chosen trainee earn less than 900 a month. This is about salaries. Okay. So dollars less than, it doesn't matter, less than or equal 900. First one, you need to find the probability. You need to find the probability. So how do you find this? Convert your normal distribution to a standard normal distribution. Okay. Then find the area. Okay. That's how we find it. Okay. Solution. Let me write it for you. First, what? Convert or transform. Let's say convert. Okay. No, transform, right? Transform your normal distribution to standard normal distribution. Okay, normal distribution. Next, oh sorry, once you do that, it looks like this. Okay, this is your normal distribution. I need less than 900. I don't know where it is, but doesn't matter. This is my x equals 900. Okay, I'm going to convert this to standard normal distribution. So also this area, the problem is the area I need to find. So let's say this is C1. This C1 equals this, let's say, function or formula is C equals x minus mu divided by sigma. Okay, so this transformation from here to here, C1 equals x is 900 minus mu, this much, 1100 divided by sigma, 150. So it should be a negative value. Divide by 150. Negative 1.3. Negative 1.0. Yes, it is negative 1.3333. So let's consider two decimals. Okay, two decimals. So 1.33. So now what? Go to the table. Since C value is okay, sorry, C value is not positive, negative. I'm sorry, it's a negative value. Okay, go to the table number 1.33. This is my table number 1. Negative 1.33. 1.3 I can find here. Next 3 I can find here. So value is this one, 0.0918. Value means area. Clear? Okay. Let's, oh sorry, 0.918. Okay, this means this area, probability of C less than or equal C1 equals probability of capital C less than or equal C1 mean what? C1 mean this negative value, negative 1.33. Okay, this equals 0.0918. Since we are talking about areas or probabilities, it doesn't matter. You don't need to think about like, do I need to go back? No, just this is the answer. This is the, they ask the probability. So this is your answer. You don't need to go back. Okay. Clear? I forgot to use notations. Okay. Using the same notation. Do you remember? Probability of capital X less than or equal, in this case it is 900. So in the middle, do you remember, minus mu divided by sigma less than or equal, doesn't matter. Okay, you can replace this using my notation. That's fine. Okay, clear? Questions? Okay, this is about part 1, right? I mean, this first part based on 6.1, I think, right? So would you like to have a question like this in your mid exam? Not exactly like this, I mean like this. Okay. So what do you think? Do I need to add questions from chapter 6 from the start of the beginning? Sorry, from the start of the last point, I mean just before this slide. Is that okay? That's fine, that's fine. I'll think about it. Because the problem is chapter, yes, chapter 3 we had something, right? Yes, I finished at the standard deviation part last time, right? So definitely I'll continue after that. You don't have to worry about previous chapters 1 2, it doesn't matter. Everything is start from, I mean, for this mid exam 2, it is start from 3.2 to 5 or 6.1, something like that. Okay, so I'll let you know once I finish it. Okay, you don't have to worry about chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay, let's see. Sorry, let's see what I have here. It is more than more. The second one is trainee earn more than uh, 1,350, more than 1,350. So let's skip that one. Do the next one. Yes. Okay. Let's do the next one. Let me copy this x here. X as a normal distribution with 100. Oh, sorry. This one. Okay. Second part. No, not the second part. Okay. Let's say second part. I need to find probability of capital X between 1,200 and 950. This is 950. I need this. I need to find. Sorry, I need to find the probability. Okay, I need to find the probability. So this is again based on 6.1 section 6.1. Okay, it has nothing to do with what we have done just few minutes ago. Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to write again, but you need to find this area, not in the middle. There is nothing they have mentioned in the middle. So this is 950, 1200 between this. Okay. So convert or transform it to a standard normal distribution. Standard normal distribution denoted by 0, 1, n0, 1. Okay. Once you see this, you should know this is about standard normal distribution. So C1, C2, these are the values. You can simply map this one to this and this one to this, right? Which means, let's say this is first one and this is second one. Okay, first one. Which means probability of capital X less than or equal 950. Okay, so I'm going to transform this to standard normal, which means capital X minus mu divided by sigma. This side 950 minus mu divided by sigma. This means standard normal C less than or equal 950 minus 100. Sorry, 1100 divided by 100. Yes. This means it is -1. Okay, -1. 950 it is much, it is 50. Yes, it is negative. Yes, -1. Okay, -1. So you just have to find the area less than -1, which means this area. Let's use another. This area, blue color area. Okay, So this gives you, what's the blue color area? -1. I don't have, I have a table. So table number 1, we can find -1, 1.00. Okay. Okay, I'll show you that. -1 mean in this table. So -1 you can find here. Okay. -1.0 and 0, 0. That's the -1, right? Okay, which means this value 0.1587. Okay, now next one. I'm going to find the other area. This area, I think you can see this yellow color, purple. I'm going to find this area. Okay, so probability of capital X less than or equal 1200. This means again X minus mu divided by sigma less than or equal 1200 minus mu is now this much divided by 150. I don't need to replace these values right here. It is also it's anyway it is C. Okay, so no need to worry about that. This is 100 divided by 115. 100 divided by 150. 10 divided by 15. It is 0.6666. So let's consider two. Let's consider two decimals. This exact value is 0.6666. I mean, it's going up. So round it up to two decimals. It is 0.67. Okay.
Over what?
300. Where is that? This one, it is 1200. I'm so sorry. It is 1200. Okay. It's 1200. So area, simply go to the table number, since this is positive, table number 2, 0.67. This is tiny, so (0.7486). Okay, table number from table number 2. Now what? Get the difference between these two. Get the difference so that you can find what I need. You can find what they ask or what they need. This area. Okay, clear? Since this is chapter 6. No, sorry, section 6.1, question very similar to this one. I'll give you a question very similar to this one. Okay. There are some additional notes in your Blackboard. On the Blackboard, I have already uploaded some additional notes. Okay, those are not my notes. I got it from our course coordinator. Only for chapter 6, 7, 8, I think 9. Okay, so if you need, you can use them. They have, I mean, in those notes, they have mentioned this kind of problems. They have solved. Okay, they have solved this kind of problems. Especially, I checked chapter 6. I didn't check chapter 7, 8, 9. Okay, but I checked chapter 6. They have they have gone through the theory parts, and then they have solved a few problems based on that particular part. Okay, so you can, if you need, you can go through them as well. Those are not my notes, from my professor. Okay, so right. Okay, do you have any questions that you would like to see in your exam, in mid exam too? Don't tell me very simple questions. Tell me like something like complex. Oh, this time also I'll try to stick with like stick up to 20 questions because it is just 1 hour. So I know it's a problem because of the 1 hour. Uh, Again, you will be having bonus for 20 bonus. That's totally fine. Do you have any choices, questions, or specific sections? Yes. Sorry, I didn't get it. Yes. Possible. Because it is chapter 5. Okay. Maybe 3 times, 4 times. If it is go more than 3, it's gonna be a problem. Outcomes. So I'll try to minimize that. But going tossing problems, rolling a die, those kind of problems are like general problems. If you are talking about probabilities, then you can see, okay, these are the stuffs. Okay. Binomial distribution, yes, Bernoullian binomial, it should be there. It should be there. So I already added a few questions. Okay, that's why I'm going to add. I'm going to talk about few problems based on binomial and simply Bernoulli. Okay. So what do you think? Do you feel confidence about especially chapter 6? Chapter 6 is a big deal. I know that. Okay, but believe me, there are only few things you should know. Only few things. How to find the probability, or simply we call area. If you have been given the particular C value, or otherwise area is given, you should know how to find the C value. Okay, that's it. And also the notation. Do you remember C alpha notation? This notation. Alpha mean area to the right. Clear? This notation, this one. Where is it? Where is it? This one. This notation. C alpha notation. Okay. I think I did it not last day, maybe Monday. I think yes. Okay. This means to the right, always area is alpha to the right of this value. To the right, always to the right. Don't forget this. You will need this one after chapter. After chapter 7. Starting from chapter 8, we are going to use this notation. Okay. Clear? This we call C alpha notation or C sub alpha. Okay, let me give you one simple question. I think I don't have enough time, but okay, in the same using that C alpha notation, what happen if I give you okay, if I give you something like this, okay, for example, find C 0.05. Just find C 0.05. That's the question. Okay, so what I actually need to find here, area or a C value. What? C value. I need to find a C value because area is given. This is the area. This is the area. So here you need to find C score or C value, okay, with respect to area 0.05. Okay. Okay. I can consider this. Please tell me if you would like to give questions up to 2.3. I mean, including this C alpha. Would you like to give, I mean, would you like to see questions in the mid exam with this C alpha notation? I mean, it's, I think chapter 6, sorry, section 3, 6.4. I don't know, 3. Anyhow, 3. Sorry? No, right. Area to the right is this one. Always to the right. So to the right what? That's you need to find. To the right what? That's the C score value or C value. Yes, yes. Right. First find this area. I mean 1 minus alpha. This is 1 minus alpha. Okay. So go to the table, find the corresponding C value. That's the answer. Right. You know, that's the answer. Sometimes, okay, not in this section, but sometime in after chapter 7, 7, 8, sorry, not 8, 9, 10, we use this kind of notation. C negative alpha. C negative alpha mean other side. Okay, so don't worry, we will do this. I mean, we will solve this kind of problems in chapter 8. Okay, I'll think about it up to maybe up to section 3.3. I mean, C alpha notation up to that point. I'll think about it. Otherwise, definitely chapter 3, 5, because we don't have chapter 4, 3, 5, and 6.1 definitely. But I'll think about up to section 6.4, maybe up to this point. Okay. Anyway, I'll let you know. Tomorrow I'll send you an email. Please check it. Okay. Okay, that's it for today.